should know me well enough to know that if I wanted to put that out, why would I send it to you? I would have just done it myself.
That's exactly what I said before you came in. It's like, why would you have to play it from my platform, from
Right,
I posted if you sent it to me? Which again, that just makes no sense. You know,
right,
it makes no sense. But again, you know, when you try to keep pushing this story that you're a victim and all of these people are working together behind the scenes, that makes for a better sympathy story than
right. Like everybody's attacking you.
right than you coming online and admitting that you're wrong about it. Because when
Right.
you have to do that, that shows that you've made a mistake. And again, FWA is not somebody that will come out and admit that she's wrong and take accountability for it. But people see that, and that's kind of the same thing when I cover beggars on this app, scammers on this app. There's only so many times you can put out the information. The truth is not going to change, and the person that you are showing is lying is never going to change. But the
Right.
majority of people that watch my videos or listen to my lives, whether they're in here right now or they're listening from the outside or recording it, they'll make their own decisions. And people that are base what they see and what they want to watch on facts, things that are substantial that will make you say, yeah, wait a minute, what she's saying is not accurate, she's lying about. Those are the people that will either make or break your platform. What I'm going to say is not going to change because it's the facts. I can talk about it every day for the next year. Nothing's going to change. People, I can talk about it every day for the next year. Nothing's going to change. People that believe
And
her
if
will
some
always.
people don't want to hear it, they just and that's what I was gonna say. Right, correct. If they don't want to say right, correct. If they don't want to hear it, they just absolutely don't want to hear it. And there's not a problem with supporting whoever you want to support, but being so close minded, it's going to have you shut off into this place where eventually you're just not going to like it anymore. There and boost your platform and gift you, I guarantee you, she wouldn't have a problem with me, but I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know. So Bella is
hopefully,
supposed
you
to
know
have
what?
court Sunday.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully,
I,
hopefully before next Sunday, hopefully, um, things get cleared up on
I don't foresee her admitting
FWA.
so long that in her mind, some people tell themselves stuff for so long that they actually believe it's true.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't see
yeah.
her deciding to tell the truth. I don't see Lala deciding to tell the truth. I'm not in that Patreon. I'm not even in there.
No, I know.
So
I
even
know
if
you're not.
even with them trying to push the whole, well, they were talking about me in the Patreon and they've been picking with me, that's not me. I'm not even in there. I haven't been on Petty's in a while. I went up there when Mikey was up there the other day, and I hadn't been there in a while. So you can't keep tying me to things that I'm not associated with.
Right. Yep.
You know,
I agree with that. Yep.
you know,
I agree with that. You stepped away from him a while ago.
a
Um,
while ago, absolutely did. So all the things that's going on that she feels like, oh, but it's a public platform. Even so, they're going
yep.
over there. They're just how they're in there. All the people that say, oh, they don't like Petty, they're in there too. So
Yep.
you know
Exactly.
it could be trolls that are putting in certain things. It could be anybody. That person that she keeps wanting to bring up, that person was booted out the day that
Right.
they said that they would slap her and her kids. You know what I'm saying? So she's wanting to push this for sympathy, and that sympathy is going to run out. People are going to be tired of giving her gifts just for nothing, because she's not giving you content. And then she loves to say, oh, how you like making money off of using my name, but like in every live you have, it seems it's about one of us.
Yeah. And you said something there, that's important. Um, People can be very sympathetic towards situations on this app. Okay, there are people that when they feel as though somebody is being wronged, somebody is being bullied, harassed, whatever. There are times, that sympathy is, is warranted. Um, but as people keep, as people begin to catch on that no sympathy is warranted towards her because she's basing it on lies that have already been proven that she's lying.
Well,
People,
Scammy,
people are
you
going to
know,
reason.
you
People
know
are
how that goes. You tell one lie, you got to tell 20 more to follow it. So, you know, I say let her keep lying.
Yep.
She's telling on herself every time she goes live and tries to continue with the lie.
Yep. Well, I hope, tomorrow's a new week. I hope tomorrow, when, FWA goes live, I hope that there is a change of tone over there. I hope that, she, I mean, I know she's gonna hear my live. She's gonna hear comments that I made. I hope that she listens to what people are saying on this app and in a lot of different lives.
Right,
And I hope
right.
that maybe she thinks about that and, kind of turns the volume down a little because right now it's at 10 and,
I,
it,
ooh, you
it really
give
needs
her a
to be
10?
done. Yeah.
You're only giving her a 10?
And the other thing is that, when I had my live yesterday, and we brought a bunch of different people up, okay? And there were a majority of people that were coming from her live that are in her boxes. The way that you have an adult conversation is that you show respect towards each other and you let each other talk.
Absolutely.
Um, I would hope that at some point maybe that she decides to do that also because it really is not a inviting platform over there when you're
Right.
trying to come up with solutions to issues between people when you're trying to hear both sides of a story but one side is constantly being muted or yelled over. It's not a good look,
Hmm.
and people do
And
that when
then
they're trying to hide something.
I would have hoped that we would have even been able to, you know, break some ground yesterday. But even the gentleman that came over, he was talking all about solutions. And the first thing he did was run over there and put my profile up as his background.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And this is a man that doesn't even know me. You
yeah,
don't know anything about me.
that was very disappointing because and that's always the sticky part of allowing people, mods of somebody that you're having issues with, close confidants of people, that you're having issues with. They come over and they behave one way and then they go back and they behave like they normally are. And
Absolutely.
as a host, at some point you're going to get bit in the ass by it. And yesterday I got bit by a couple of them.
Right.
But I would rather deal with that than deal with somebody saying I went over there and she yelled the whole time. She
Or
wouldn't give me
wouldn't give me a
something to eat,
box.
wouldn't give me a box,
Or
wouldn't let
paid to
me talk.
drop me.
Exactly.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
you lick your wounds and you move on. I'm just so tired of this. From the perspective of I have seen the proof, I've showed the proof, I know the proof. A majority of what they're pushing over there, they know is wrong, but they're not going to stop. And at this point, I say they either need to acknowledge the fact that they're wrong, or they can just keep trashing the platform over there and watch the numbers go down and watch the money stop. And if that's the way that they want to sink their platform, then keep doing what they're doing.
No, my seatbelt. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I really think that that's going to be the route that she takes, though, the trashing of the platform and to continue down the road of lies.
Yep.
Some people, they just can't admit when they're wrong. They feel like it's a defeat in them. So, you know, I just don't see her doing that. I
Yeah.
really don't. And it was just too easy for her to put everything that happened on her platform, Lala doxing me, on Lala. Like, oh, it was her fault. That was her. That was her.
No, it was
Me
it. She
personally.
knew.
It's
She
the same
knew.
thing T and Dora tried. The
Yeah.
same exact thing they did. It
Yep.
wasn't me. I don't condone that. But at the same time, did you drop them?
No.
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 She
Yep.
allowed she allowed Lala after to show my mugshot. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
And
So you had an
I talked
opportunity.
about that. I talked about that before you got in here too. The really easy way to stop that is to drop somebody from a box, and it takes all of 2 seconds. But
Absolutely.
even when it was up, she didn't. FWA
No.
didn't stop it. She sat there. Oh my God,
She's
take
like,
it
oh,
down.
take it down,
Oh,
take it down.
I don't
And
agree with this. Yeah.
right, the same thing T and Dora did is the same exact thing. I don't condone that. We don't do that over here. But she had the opportunity after she showed my home,
Right.
to drop her. But
Right.
no, instead they allowed OG to come and bring him another dry bone, and then turn around and out of her little well, I got this, and try to put up a mugshot. I'm not embarrassed by my past. Nothing that I've done in my past is stopping me from where I'm going in my future. So I mean,
Frenchie, let me answer this question. Frenchie Nati said, but you all said she was going to do it before she did it. Why is she blaming Lala? This is how these situations work. Okay, somebody will post something on, if they're like a mod of somebody, a mod will post something that, doxing or posting a police profile or anything like that. And then what they'll say is, oh, well, FWA had nothing to do with this. I did this all on my own. Don't blame it on her.
exactly what
I
she
did it.
did. That's
But
exactly what she did.
right. But the problem is this, it doesn't work like that. Because as we know, as people that host a live, we are responsible for what people do when they're in our boxes. Okay, case in point yesterday, when that gentleman was in here and he started going down a road of categorizing what a real man and a real woman was, and it sounded like he was going towards certain body parts. I dropped him because I
Right.
don't want that. I don't want that on my platform.
Right.
Okay, and I dropped him. It's very simple to do. Um, if I didn't do it, there would be people saying, well, you let this guy on your platform say these things.
Right.
You agree
Right.
with it? You must
Right.
agree with it if you let him do it. No, that's what we as hosts have got to be able to control. FWA could have controlled that, but she did not.
But
She
not
didn't
only that,
do anything.
Lala admitted it too this morning. She said that she asked her to do it. She did say that. But then she was like, "No, I did it. It was an accident. I did it on my own. It's all my fault." But you hear in the video her saying, well, we're waiting on Lala, we're waiting on her. As soon as she gets here, we're going to start. And then she says, if she's not here by 10, we're going to start. I'm going to just show it myself.
Exactly.
They had intentions on doing everything that they did last night, saying it's an
Exactly.
accident. I can't tell you that one time I accidentally showed a photo I didn't intend on showing.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
I haven't ever done that.
Nope.
I don't even see how it can even happen. Like,
Right.
how do
Yeah.
so, and to make it seem like, oh, it was an accident, and oh,
Yep.
she took it right down. No, it was up there long enough.
It
I
was.
literally, you,
Yep.
you know, and it was there. My name and my information, that stuff wasn't redacted. She also went live and told on herself, people sent me that. That's how I have it. Like, so, okay, so you passed my information to Lala. So you encouraged this. If you didn't
Exactly.
have that intention and it was sent to you, you would have said, I don't want it. You would have been like, don't send me things like that. No, it was, I have a whole bunch of information from a lot of people, and we know where it came from because
Yes, we
we've
do.
already seen this as a repeat on
Yeah.
this side.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm so tired of people um, threatening people on here, whether you're a creator or not, of putting out personal information, family members, extended family members, using that to try to silence somebody.
Right.
Using that absolutely 100% to put bully and to put fear into somebody to have them stop a behavior that you don't want
It's illegal
because
though.
you're friends with somebody, you
It
know?
it is illegal to show people's personal information. Um, to show their personal information for the wrong intent. It really is.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't do it out of malicious intent, which is
Exactly.
absolutely what they've done. You know what I mean? You can sue people for doing that. In
Yep.
some states, for them doing it, it is actual crime. And even in mine, I any unwanted phone call, you can call me one time after I block you. You can tag me in a chat after I have blocked you, and I can take that and show it and be like, I have had them blocked since this day, because the
Right.
moment I block you, I take a screenshot.
Yep.
I take screenshots. So you tag me, I can take it. It's unwarranted communication. I don't want it. You still did it. Harassing in communications is very real.
Yep. Yep.
Threatening my school prior to you even doxing me,
Yep.
showed me the
Yep. I
intent of
remember
you
that.
looking for me. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm going to say, right now, Queenie, you know, I have, um, I have purged myself of
Yeah.
everything that I want to say about
Right.
FWA. Now,
Right.
I'm done with it. Okay. I'm done with it
Well, I was going to say, go ahead.
until they keep pushing it and
Right.
they keep pushing me and they keep speaking on me in the negative ways they have been.
Well, when Bella has court this Sunday, I definitely would care for you to show up, because I
Oh, I
know
was there
damn well.
today. I was
Yeah,
there
I,
today. Yeah.
I know damn well I did not send you that video.
No.
I
And you
have
know
proof
what? You
that I
know
did
what?
not send Mikey after her.
If need be, the person that sent it to me, I will show the screenshot and I will show where I got that from.
You know,
It was sent to me on Discord.
I, I,
I will show a screenshot if need be. I
I
would not like to do that, but if I have
your
to, I
word
will.
should be good enough. I know I didn't send it to you. I feel
Yeah,
like the burden of proof should be on the accuser, anyways.
exactly.
You're the one
Exactly.
accusing it. Why do you not have any proof to back where you got it from? I was accused of the one being for Mikey being able to go get a restraining order on Megan. I showed that proof today. She
Yeah,
sent him fecal matter through the mail.
yeah,
That's why she has a warrant.
right.
They said I was the one that sent Mikey after her. I showed proof today. I was absolutely not the one to send Mikey after her.
Yep.
So all of the things that they did was for no reason. You doxed me for nothing. I hope that lives well in your conscience, and that your children just meet people like that. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Because you got to think, you're not this comes not it's going to come back in another form. You know,
I
nothing
don't
that you
know.
do, karma
I,
is real, and nothing that you do goes unseen. God is real.
yep. I don't. I can't pinpoint exactly um, where awareness side of TikTok and all this, where it completely did a 360 where
360.
you don't have to show proof and you can put information out there and
Right.
not have to provide any proof. A year and a half ago, it was all based on that. You'd say
Yeah.
something and you'd show the proof of it. You'd say something, you'd show the proof of it.
Absolutely.
Many of us still work that way. Whether you're in awareness or whether, you do whatever as a host on here. If you make an allegation about somebody, you show the
You should
proof
have
of
to
it.
show proof.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've showed all my proof. I've showed it. So if Bella does choose to have court this Sunday, I will show it again. I am not responsible for a Patreon, for sending a video, for sending anybody to attack this person, for an RO. I'm not responsible for any of those things. I was attacked just because. Just
Yep.
because they didn't like me or anything that I said or did. So they chose me to be the one to attack. That's just it.
Exactly. And you know, um, I I hope that things change on here. I do because every day I feel like the ability to go real life and to docs is becoming. in a daily
More
occurrence.
common. Yeah.
And
Like it's
people
normalizing it.
people used to think before they did things like that, and they thought of the
Right.
possible repercussions of what would happen to this person or their family. And
Right.
thinking about that made a lot of people back off and not do it. But that's
Right. Well,
changed now, where whenever you have a problem with somebody, the first thing many people on this app want to do is go straight to doxing because,
Well, race. I would say they run to race
yeah,
or some slur,
yep,
and then they run to the doxing whenever their feelings get hurt. But I mean, I've already had plans to change things. Like I have poetry night set up for next Saturday. You know, this it's already been stuff that I've been talking to my platform about doing, like just different things, cooking, different things. So it was already in the works for me. I'm tired of it. Like I'm close to graduating. I have beautiful things going on in my life, and I don't argue in my real life. So why get on the app and argue with a bunch of other people?
exactly,
I don't believe in messing with your real life because I came from awareness. If I mess with your real life, call your job, you lose your income, then you're on here begging. Who am I to say anything about it? Because I caused that for you. You know what I mean? Like if I contact your family or contact somebody from your life, who's to say that that's not your abuser? You know, you
yep,
put children in families in bad situations because you don't know what their real life is like. You have
exactly,
no clue, but you don't care enough, you know.
exactly.
So I mean, karma's real. It really is, and I appreciate you for letting me up. I'm gonna go in here and enjoy my family. I just saw
Yep,
you
I'm
were on.
actually getting off here soon too because we got Sunday night football.
Uh-oh, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. Trust me. It's
I bet
in
you're
my
excited.
household, football and wrestling, baby.
I
But
hear
I
you.
appreciate you for allowing me up, and I do appreciate you for speaking up, Scammy, as always. I
Thanks,
appreciate
sweetie.
it.
I appreciate you too,
Thank
sweetie.
you for
Thank you.
allowing me to come out.
Bye bye. So that's it. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Yes, go Buffalo. Go Buffalo. Your quarterback is in my fantasy on my fantasy team. He's my quarterback. So I want him to get like 25, 30 today. I that's what I need because right now my son is kicking my ass in fantasy football. So I need big points tonight by him. Um, you know, I hope I hope that with this whole situation things get better. Um, Things like this don't stress me out. What they do is they first piss me off, and then I really just think about how sad the whole between FWA and me and many other people. It didn't have to go this far. Um, Accountability is something that as adults we should all be responsible for. When we make a mistake, we acknowledge it, we take accountability, and we move on. And when you do that, personally for me, I know that I'll never make that same mistake again because it just makes you a better person. And it'll make you not want to have to take accountability again when you made a mistake. So, but that's it. As I said, I'm not going to bring this situation up again. It's like beating a dead horse. If it continues, especially with bringing up my name and the lies and all of this stuff, then, unfortunately, I will. I will continue. I will continue to stream and all that. But it's going nowhere, right? It's not going in any direction other than a stalemate. So there are absolutely no Sean updates. I think it's been 4 days now. My gut is that he left Texas, and my gut is probably that the apartment complex where he was in Texas asked for his money for the rent, and he wasn't going to pay it, and they probably gave him like 24 hours to get out. That's my feeling. Really, I could give a rat's ass where he's going. I don't give a shit. The only thing that I care about is that he stops asking people for money on social media. The fact that he keeps going between media, The fact that he keeps going between favorited and TikTok, to me, is he's still fair game, because he is using TikTok mainly for begging and trying to get money. So when he stops doing that, then I stop doing it. Do you notice I haven't posted anything about him? I haven't posted videos. I haven't posted anything. Why? Because there's nothing to post. See how that works, Sean? You're not on here begging. You're not on here lying to people about what the money's for. And I don't cover you. It's simple. So I'm going to get off here because it is almost night time for Sunday night football, because I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. If you know what that song is. Mods, thank you very much. This was kind of a deeper conversation tonight. I've had a lot of time to think about, everything that's gone on here. A lot of it does make me very sad, what's been going on. I hope that, I hope that the temperature gets lower, because, there's been a lot of things said. A lot of people, have flat out lied on people on here, which is just absolutely wrong. And I hope it changes. Mods, as usual, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for, taking care of things in here. And everybody that came in tonight to have this, I think it was an important conversation, and, thank you. Thank you, Queenie. Guys, have a great night. And I'll see you sometime tomorrow. And enjoy Sunday Night Football. Bye-bye.